So I'm having one of those days where I'm feeling particularly evil and, just don't even want to turn the lights on and just want to, I guess, plot the end of the world in my dark hole, because that's what atheists do, right? We drink Mountain Dew and plot to take over the world. Not. This is going to be a response video to Shannyisme. Now, I have made a response video to Shanny before, and in her defense, that video was a ponage style video where I was mocking her a lot. I haven't talked to her in about 2 years, but I've stayed subscribed and seen how videos kind of go up on her channel and then go down and whatnot. But apparently now she's more Christian than I last responded to her, and she's had a bunch of run-ins with atheists and has befriended a couple people here on YouTube who have been recently mocked. And in the context of this video, recently many an atheist channel has made fun of G-Man, an entity here on YouTube. So this fits into the context. In case somebody's watching this years from now, you won't know that at the same time there was a big landslide of mockery going against G-Man. And that deals with something in her video. But I'm not doing a big production on this one. I'm not going to splice myself in the middle of her video. I'll show you what her video consisted of. It was just her voice. And this, it says, trying to understand the behavior of some people is like trying to smell the color 9, and there's Meeper, okay? And it was just her voice over that. So I'm going to play her video, and I'm going to respond to it in the style of White Lightning. Now, you guys might have remembered White Lightning 1161. His channel was taken down, and he's got another channel, but he's kind of put that persona behind him, and he's doing another thing now. So I won't link you to his new stuff, but I do still appreciate that style that he pioneered by turning your keyboard into your buzzer. And you just use your space bar right here, okay? So you turn up the volume on whatever you want to respond to, right? That's how we do it. Turn the volume up. And then hit play.
I just want to make an announcement to people.
See? That's how it works. That was the first part of her video. She wants to make an announcement to people. But you start and stop with the space bar, and this is really, really fun as a way to just get the video done. So all of you people out there who like ponage videos, try the White Lightning technique. I love it.
Especially to the atheists. I will no longer be dealing with you people.
You people?
No more.
No more?
You guys aren't even worth my time.
As a whole?
You guys have been
all of us?
extremely cruel to me.
Okay.
Dishonest. Vile.
Okay.
Disrespectful.
You met a couple.
Why should I even want
YouTube
to
atheists?
Talk to people like you?
Why should you even want to talk to people like us? Well, aside from the fact that you've made a couple videos before and you must have had some motivation, I'm going to say this video addresses atheists in and of itself. So one reason would be to tell people that you're not going to deal with them anymore and tell them that they are vile pieces of shit. Well, you say, you're in the title it says atheists are immoral pieces of. I'm just inferring shit, but that would be a reason, I suppose. The reason that you chose, anyway.
After all you've treated me, like how you've treated J-Dubs and G-Man and Brett King and all the other Christian community.
I just want to say that J Dubs and G Man and Brett Keane and a couple others that continuously get mockery here on YouTube are not really representative of the rest of the Christian community. At least not in my mind, and probably not in the mind of the masses of people that attack just those guys, you know, and a minority of the Christian YouTubers, and leave the rest alone. There must be some other common denominator amongst them, I'm thinking, that they would get so much hate thrown their way, whereas other Christian YouTubers go unscathed for millions of views.
How you treat them, and then you want to expect respect back? No. I'm not a perfect Christian, I can say that. But I certainly will not allow myself to be abused by people like you.
Good for you. Good for you. Don't allow yourself to be abused. But anytime anyone says people like you, that little term, you know, you people, bad things are going to be in that video. You know, it's just the way that you separate yourself from other people. You know, you put them in one category and you in another, as if atheists are not capable of the humanity that you are because they're in that other category. Let's continue.
I'm not going to be abused by it. And I'm not going to deal with you
Good.
guys anymore. Because you're nothing but filth and hate and vile and disgusting.
You're not going to deal with us anymore except for this one video where you're going to stir up the hornet's nest and call us all of those things. Okay.
You're an abomination. You don't do anything for people. All you do is just treat them cruelty. You even treat other atheists cruel.
We even treat other atheists cruel. How horrible of us to not discriminate against the people that we are treating cruelly by deciding who we're going to treat cruelly based on their religious preference. How horrible of us to pwn equally the entire interwebs based on what we see as being wrong rather than say what group we belong to. Okay.
Other ones. You have no respect for anyone, not even yourselves. You treat your bodies open to invitation to sex and drugs.
Speaking of drugs, but as far as sex goes, I will say that you and I probably have a different opinion about the role of the human body in Earth as a biosphere and as far as our place in nature and what certain parts of the body were just designed for, you know. And probably the role of evolution in the purpose of the human body. And how messed up it is to repress sexual urges, which are completely natural.
You don't care about yourself. You don't care about anyone. You don't.
If the atheists didn't care, why would they be responding to you? You say you've received a lot of feedback from them. If they didn't care about something, why would they be so negative to you? You know, obviously, they feel passionate about dishing out negativity towards you and your friends.
Care. You don't love. You don't even know how to love. You may think you know what love is, but you really don't.
Because Christians, being about 1/3 of the people on the planet, are the only people who can experience this divine gift called love, even though it's described in many other cultures. People who haven't received the invisible magic from on high, from your gods, don't know what love is. And Christian people, when they get married, they tell each other, "Oh, I'm so glad that God let me love you, and God gave me the ability to love you because I didn't have that ability myself to love you. You know, I had to wait until God gave it to me because, on our own, you're not just enough for me to experience love. I had to have some outside external force enable me to be able to love you." Yeah, that sounds kosher.
You have no clue what love is. I don't want to have anything to do with you people anymore.
I'm going to say the person who has a little bit of difficulty understanding what love is the person who keeps on using the term you people. If you had a better understanding of love, then you might not be taking an entire category of people and saying you people as a whole are evil and disgusting and vile and an abomination.
I don't want to deal with your tortures anymore. You've gone over the line. Over the line. And I can only take so much in my life before I just keep pushing people away.
Okay. So, the atheists went over the line, and you can only take so much in your life before you start pushing people away. So, you're going to start pushing people away by telling them that you're not going to talk to a whole group of people.
I've been beaten. I've been verbally abused my whole entire life. And you assume that I'm going to allow you to do that to me?
I send my condolences that you have been beaten physically in your life, and I would never want anyone to physically or verbally abuse you. And I don't assume that you're going to allow anyone to physically or verbally abuse you. And I hope that it never escalates to anything physical, unless it's like a good drink in a pub. If even that is allowed by your specific brand of Christianity. But I just don't follow how the atheists are now responsible for the rest of the abuse in your life and how that baggage should now be applied to them. Like, because you have had a bad life prior to meeting these atheists online, when you started interacting with them, you now deserve a little bit more special treatment without always presenting that raw nerve up front, like saying, here's my disabled personality card. Please treat me with, walking on eggshells type softballs, in this conversation. If you want that, you should, at the beginning of every conversation, just say, I'm a pansy. I've had a bad experience in life. Please go gently, because I might have a breakdown on the internet and have to be the person that makes a bigoted rant where I single out a whole community of people and generalize them, So please treat me nicely, far more nicely than anyone else, because I'm special and I deserve some special treatment.
No. I'm not going to allow you to do that to me.
Okay,
and
good.
I certainly
Stand up
will
for
not
yourself.
hear your words and your pleas. You don't deserve pleas.
Okay. When you say that you're not going to hear their words and their pleas, it doesn't sound like you're the victim. Like, if somebody's pleading to you, are you kidnapping atheists and locking them in a dungeon? Okay, whatever.
You don't deserve mercy.
Mercy? Um, might that be because they are beneath the average human level where everybody deserves the same amount of mercy, but except for these people, which because of this one association that they have, like the religious affiliation, they deserve less human compassion, where like everybody else deserves a certain level of mercy except for these people? Is that what you're getting at?
You don't want mercy. That's why you don't deserve it.
So because we don't want mercy, and I'm assuming here that you mean we don't want any favors that are derived from your God. So therefore, we don't want any word that has been co-opted by your particular sect of Christianity to be something that only comes from God. So, like, since we don't want to believe in your God, we don't deserve love because that only comes from your God. We don't deserve mercy because that only comes from your God. We don't deserve good things because those only come from your God. We don't deserve peace and happiness because those only come from your God, right? And you say that we don't want them, and that's obvious because we don't believe in your God. I'm just gonna say this up front. I've experienced all of those things in far greater quantities after openly telling people that I don't want to follow your God.
You want to be cruel and evil pieces of shit.
Okay, I forgive you for using the word shit. Apparently, like, written out, you had a little bit of trepidation here on YouTube. Might be because of the YouTube terms of service, but if you are wondering if your God absolves you later on of using the word shit, I guess you can just wonder unless you actually hear voices in your head because, yeah, nothing I can do for you on that front. I can just say that I forgive you, you know. I can't do that for all the rest of the atheists that you've put together in one big pile to generalize. But me as an atheist individual, I forgive you.
Yeah, I said it. I'm at my breaking point right now with you guys. My breaking point.
You know, other people's breaking point involves more than just using the word shit in a YouTube video.
And I know how I am. And when I'm at my breaking point, I start pushing people away who are cruel to me. Because I cannot do it anymore, okay? I've spent my whole life listening to people being cruel to me, and I will not allow it anymore. It hurts.
Just an observation here. I don't know the concentration of atheists you've had in your entire life, but I imagine it got far greater when you got onto YouTube and started addressing atheists, especially addressing them as immoral pieces of shit. So, I'm just guessing here. I'm assuming that before you got onto YouTube, you saw far less atheists because, you know, in the country that we both live in, atheists are not that big in the population, and especially in rural areas, they are of even less concentration. So if you have experienced a bunch of abuse, both now online from atheists and before in your own life, in your own happenings, in your life before you met this giant concentration of atheists, seems like the common denominator is the girl who likes to generalize a bunch of people and call them pieces of shit. You're the only constant in the equation. Seriously.
It hurts, okay? You hurt me. Congratulations. You hurt me, and I hope you laugh. I hope it makes you feel good that you've hurt someone. I hope it makes you feel so joyous inside. How your lack of integrity, how the lack of immorality. You treat people like shit. You treat so many people like shit.
So, you don't like people hurting people on purpose and deriving a joy out of it. But you are going to fix part of your life by labeling an entire religious or anti-religious, non-religious group as pieces of shit. And that's going to make you feel better, feel more righteous, feel good for calling them pieces of shit. It's kind of ironic, really. The whole, you make people feel like shit, so now I'm going to call you a piece of shit. I'm actually trying to come to an understanding of where you're coming from here. And I'd suggest you maybe do the same and stop labeling people like they're all pieces of shit.
And no Christian has the guts to even say it to you people.
What? Okay, first of all, you named a couple of those Christians who have the guts to say it to people in the beginning of this video. And that's probably what gets them a lot of interaction with atheists. The fact that they bring them up and say things to them. Yeah, I could probably off the top of my head name 100 different people off the top of my head. I live in, the Mecca that Dr. James Dobson built here in Colorado Springs, where all evangelicals think that this is a place to swarm on, and his legacy is alive in many of the churches here. Even in Ted Haggard's barn down the road, okay? He's still fucking preaching. So, yeah, and he still thinks that atheists are scumbags, and that Hollywood is some sort of vast conspiracy by atheists to take over the world. I don't have to look far to find other people that have the courage to speak up. We live in a country where I'm part of the vast majority and you're part of the vast... Wait. I'm part of the minority, you're part of the majority. And, yeah. How hard do you think it would be for me to come up with a rant by somebody else on YouTube putting atheists in their place and showing the courage that you are? Anyways.
No Christian has the guts, but I'm going to say it. Because I don't give a damn what you think.
No Christian has the guts to say that people that don't believe in your religion are bad people. And the only way to become good and get out of that quagmire is to start believing like you. And no Christian has the guts to make that separation between the good people and the bad people over there. Yeah, okay. Wow.
I really don't care. You take everything as a joke. You're nothing but little children.
You know, I don't think it takes just children to turn things into jokes. I think joking is actually a really often used defense mechanism. It makes life easier. And, if you, at the end of the day, find it hard to laugh, it might be because of a decision that you've made to hate people. And if you love people and make more jokes, you might not cry as much when you're making a video, and you might be able to turn the camera on yourself.
You're nothing but shallow, heartless children that do nothing but hate Christians.
I love you, Shanny. Sending out love. This whole response is just me trying to bring my point of view to you so you can digest it. And I haven't been that mocking, you know. Sending out the love vibes. You might not believe that I know what love is, but many of my counterparts here on YouTube are probably going to comment below and say, "Wow, I would have blown my top with that one. I would have blown up. You took it so calmly, you know." Even some of my Christian friends will say that because they're probably angry at YouTube. But I am trying to show you a little bit of compassion here, and just say these aren't problems that you're having because of one group of people not believing in your gods. This is actually more of a human problem, like all people have. Okay? It is very human to fall into the trap of hating a group of people and need someone to show you the error of your ways. This is just me trying to extend that hand with what you need.
Or try to sway how they feel about God. There is no edification between your group.
You keep using that word. I do not think it means what you think it means. Yeah. Besides the misuse of the word edification, many people here on YouTube are trying to sway other people's opinions on religion. Personally, I'm not trying to change the fact that you label yourself a Christian, right? But I will admit that whenever I see the roots of hatred and bigotry in someone's belief system, I kind of attack it at its core. And I have many Christian friends who do not have me attacking them because they aren't hateful people. And they don't make rants on YouTube where they're crying and upset and calling people immoral pieces of shit. That's kind of going to draw my attention and make me want to change the way that you feel.
When I was an atheist, you treated me like shit then. And you still treat me like shit now.
Again, I don't think that it's wrong for someone to not base whether or not they're going to attack someone on their religious orientation. If they have a problem with you, they should probably have a problem with you whether or not you're a Christian. Just becoming an atheist or just becoming a Christian shouldn't put you in some safe zone where all of your wrongdoings are suddenly washed clean. You know, if you're in the wrong or someone disagrees with you, I imagine they are going to come at you the same way that they would, regardless of your orientation, unless they are bigoted people. And I do see on both sides of this coin, atheist and theist, I see people who have asked me personally to lay off a fellow atheist. Because we're becoming a house divided. That was a big topic like 2 years ago, and I've seen Christians say, "Hey, you don't publicly chastise another Christian. You should pull them aside so that the atheists don't see that we're divided." I've seen that, but I think, and I do believe that a lot of other YouTube atheists are this way. If you say something that is wrong or debatable, we're coming at you. You're fair game. No matter what you profess to be on your religious resume and how long you were whatever in your life.
Yeah, you don't deserve anything. You're garbage in my view. You'll always be garbage.
Okay. Now this is the point where I'm going to teach you, as an atheist, I'm going to teach you, the Christian, one of the fundamental values of Christianity. This is a principle that the entire religion was built on, and that is forgiveness and redemption. And for you to judge an entire group of people as being garbage and never able to amount to anything more than that garbage, like you just said there, first that's you judging. Judge not lest ye be judged. But second, that is a really big misunderstanding on your part, as per the edicts of Jesus Christ, who said that people can be saved. You are basically declaring that this group of people cannot redeem themselves, cannot rid themselves of whatever problems that they have. You maybe need to bone up on your Christian skills. And I think that's why it's okay for me to call myself a cultural Christian, because I was raised around this stuff. I might not be a believer in the deification of Jesus of Nazareth, but I do understand his teachings, because I paid attention.
Good riddance to all you guys. Good riddance. You're not worth my time. You're not worth any Christian's time.
Okay, so you're saying that the people who don't believe in your God's power and deity, they don't deserve any of your time or words or anything. So how is Christianity going to grow? Just by Christians overpopulating the earth and outbreeding the rest of us? Is that how it works? Because I remember somewhere in that dusty Bible of mine, actually I've got a whole row of them right there, but I remember in those Bibles sort of a calling to evangelize and spread the word of Jesus. I think that's what he would have wanted after his death. Or at least that's the way that those who wrote those books of the Bible portrayed his wishes. So yeah, again, you need to Christian better. That's what I'm saying. You need to do the Christian better than you are doing.
A waste of time.
Ding dong. And that's the end of her video. And I guess my only response to that would be, did somebody order a pizza? All right. Please do whatever it takes to get yourself into a better place where you're not so angry.